Hello everyone and welcome to day 6 of learning Web3 with me. In previous video we created a front-end plus Solidity project, kind of a project where we made our own token and yeah, we could mint some tokens out of it and we could also burn some tokens out of it. We also connected MetaMask wallet from our browser. So yeah, it was pretty fun. And what we are gonna see today is just mind blowing, mind blowing. It's beautiful architecture, beautiful logics, and what I learned and built today requires a lot of brainstorming. And kudos to this person who eventually, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Alright, but kudos to this person, freaking genius. Okay, I don't know if he wrote this particular logic by himself or not, but kudos to him. The logic he wrote, it's fucking mind blowing, bro. It's fucking mind blowing. Alright, now let's get to what we built today. Okay, so what we built today is basically a token vesting platform. Okay, so let me try to explain you. Today's video might get a little long. Okay, so yeah. Okay. So imagine you have a company. Okay, let's name the company. Okay, and you are the founder of it. We're just taking an example. Okay, you are the founder of it. Let's name you F, and you have some, investor in it. You have some investors in it, and okay, these are your investors. Suppose A, B, and C. Okay, and these are some investors of your company who gives you a lot of good amount of money. Okay, good amount of money. Everyone needs them. Okay, now what does this do? They provide you money so that you can build your project, and in return you have to give them back some, you know obviously you have to give them back something. So yeah, what you can do is you can create a token vesting. So in web3 and blockchain startups, mainly you create a token, and whenever your project grows, you slowly give them back some amount of returns. Okay, so vesting is a concept where, suppose, uh, this y-axis is the time or trust, you can say. In our case, it's time, and the x-axis is the amount of money, or in our case, token. So as the time increases, our mm, returns also increase. Okay. So like, yeah. Okay. This is the amount of money that we return to them. In our case, it's token. Now we are building a token vesting system today, which will be able to set vesting. Now, what set vesting will do? So, let's suppose we set a vest of 30 days. Okay, like, okay, in 30 days, I'll return you this much amount of returns. Like, suppose I have a total of, I owe them, suppose I owe this A person 1,000 tokens. Okay, I owe this person 1,000 tokens, and in 30 days I have to return them. And there's this thing called cliff amount. Now, what cliff amount is? Every day, every day. So, like, it will be how do I explain it? Every day I'll have to give him 1,000. Sorry, 30 divided by and it's like, wait, let me get my calculator. So 1 divided by 30 and okay, multiply by 1000. So yeah, every day you will have to give him 33 tokens. Okay, 33.33 token. So at the 30th day, he will receive a total of 1000 tokens. Okay. So what every day we are giving him 33 tokens. That's the cliff amount. Okay. So yeah, we will be able to set vesting. Okay. Set vesting कि इतने दिन में इतने tokens देने हैं इसको and cliff amount will be this. Okay. That's set vesting. And another very important function will be the founder or any person, any user, any beneficiary you can say will be able to claim those vest. Okay, claim. What's the function I mean? Yeah, claim vesting. We will be able to claim that vesting. Okay. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I'm really excited to share how it works. Okay, so let's jump in the code. It's pretty big, it's pretty big, it's pretty big. I don't think I should uh, need to explain some, initializations and all. We imported some more libraries, IERC20. What we used yesterday was ERC20, and what we're using today is IERC. Okay. Now, these are some errors that will come along, and it's a mapping that stores the address of beneficiaries and what are their vesting schedules. Okay, so like how they'll get the vestings, and this is the structure of the vesting. That there will be the claimed amount, that at this point of time how much amount of tokens we have claimed, and this is the total amount, that how much total amount we owe him, like at the last day of vesting how much will he receive totally. And cliff duration, I told you cliff duration is like 2 days, 2 out of 30 days, 3 out of 30 days. That's the cliff duration. Okay. And start time means the first day or the time of the day when this vesting started. And the duration means uh, how much time will this vesting like work. Okay, like 30 days, so the duration will be 30 days. Yeah, these are some errors we'll get ahead, and we are constructing this contract with this address of token, and it extends a ownable contract from this ownable.sol. So it just basically checks that this construction should be run only by the owner, and we have set the owner, I think. Okay, yeah, the owner will be the message or sender who will deploy this contract. Okay, and vesting token, we are initializing this IERC token. Okay, with this token, yeah, I think we are good to go. Yeah. And by the way, this is that token that we created. I showed that code yesterday. Okay. Now let's get into set vesting, the function we talked about here. Now what set vesting will do? It will initialize, it will add a vesting schedule. Okay. Now it requires some data, that address of the person we owe to. Okay. Basically this A person, and total amount will be this 1000 tokens, and duration will be 30 days, and cliff duration means how do I say that? Cliff duration means 1 day. Like if we wanna keep a duration कि इतने इतने दिन में तेरे को इतना इतना मिलेगा. Okay, so in 2 days you will get this much amount, and another 2 days you will get this much amount. So that's cliff duration. Okay, and then the start time when this vesting is started. Okay. Now there are some checks that says vesting schedule already exists. It checks if vesting schedule is there or not for this particular person. Okay, and then there are some other errors checked here, that amount cannot be zero, start time cannot be in the past. Okay, the start time could not be like डिप्लॉय हुआ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट उससे पहले का स्टार्ट टाइम नहीं होना चाहिए, एंड ड्यूरेशन कैन नॉट बी लेस देन जीरो ऑब्वियसली, क्लिफ ड्यूरेशन कैन नॉट बी लेस देन जीरो ऑब्वियसली, क्लिफ ड्यूरेशन कैन नॉट बी ग्रेटर देन ड्यूरेशन. द क्लिफ ड्यूरेशन दैट इज से कि ओके in every 2 days we will pay you this much amount of token, but that clip duration cannot be more than the whole duration. Okay, 2 cannot be bigger than 30. I hope you understand. Okay, now here we are initializing it with some arguments that will get in here. Okay, while calling this function, and once the transaction is successful, we'll emit this function, and then if it's not, we'll revert an error. Okay, now here comes the most interesting part. The most interesting part, we discussed this, okay, how to set the question. Now we want to discuss how the logic of how this person will claim that question. Okay, now here what is happening is we are taking the address of the person, okay, in the parameter, then we are storing that particular vesting of that person in this vesting variable. Then we are checking some errors, that vesting schedule not found, if total amount is equal to zero or something. That's it. Main part comes from, let me zoom it for you. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. Firstly, it will check how much time has been elapsed since we have deployed this. Now, since this particular vesting has been started, yeah, like suppose we deployed it on this, for this person, the vesting started at 1st of June. Okay, so the elapsed time will be, and suppose today is 4th of June, so elapsed would be, and yeah, if we set the whole duration to be 30 days, then elapsed would be 30 minus start. Okay, so no, 30 minus the current date, so elapsed minus 4 would be, what the fuck am I talking about? Okay, elapsed would be the block dot timestamp, the day which this vesting got created, minus vesting dot start time. No, it started on 1st, okay, and block dot timestamp. So yeah, block dot timestamp means that particular block that we are working currently right now. That, okay, so like block dot timestamp means today is 4th of June, and it vesting started on 1st of June. So the elapsed will be 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of slow in maths, never mind. So yeah, it says that 3 days have been elapsed since the vesting has started. Now here's the releasable. Now what's releasable is key. Okay, 3 days has been elapsed, we set the cliff duration to be 1 day in this case. So what releasable would be is, at this point of time, how much token should have been released. Okay, at this point of time on 4th of June, how many tokens should have been released. Okay, so that is being calculated by this particular formula, and yeah, these two lines, and actually this also is the main brain of this function. Okay, Elapsed means how many times have been passed since the vesting has been initialized. Then it will be multiplied by the total amount. Okay, so the total amount of 1000 tokens. So elapsed, let me show you the calculator. It would be helpful. Yeah, elapsed is 3 days into total amount is 1000 days. Okay, divided by the total duration. So like 30 days. So that means that at this point of time, after 3 days of elapsed, this person is capable of how many was it? 100 tokens out of 1000 tokens. Okay. Total amount that we have to give him was 1000. 3 days has been elapsed. So at this point of time, he should be able to get 100 tokens. I hope you guys get it. That's the releasable amount. Okay. Now we'll check if releasable amount is greater than vesting dot total amount, which is not a logical thing, but it is possible when the elapsed time is greater than the duration. Like suppose it's been 32 days, okay, and the duration was of 30 days, then the releasable will equal to the vesting dot total amount. So that भाई 30 दिन का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट था 32 दिन हो गए दैट मीन्स now I can get the total amount. I'll get 1000 tokens. Okay, I hope you guys get it. So yeah, we'll just do the final claimable amount. Okay, at this point of time, how much tokens can I claim right now? Okay, so it will be releasable, which is 100 minus vesting dot claim amount. Like suppose if that person claimed some tokens on day 2 also. Okay, not day 2, day 1. We talk about day 1. So like 1 divided by 1 multiplied by 30 divided by 1000. Okay. So he would, if he claimed on the first day, he would have got 3 amount of token. So we have to minus that from what he can claim today. Okay. So like if he can claim 3 tokens today, but he already claimed 1 token on the first day, then we have to minus 3 minus 1. So he get only 2 tokens today. And the total tokens he would be having today would be 3 tokens. I know there's a kind of confusion about how the final claimable amount is being calculated, but divide करके देखो. I'm damn sure you guys understand it. And you know, even I took 5 to 10 minutes to understand this function, and it's mind blowing. This is mind blowing. Oh yeah, I freaking enjoyed when I fully understand this code. Okay. So yeah, once the final claimable amount is calculated, we'll check if the claimable is equal to 0. So we'll say, bro, you have nothing to claim right now. And we'll be okay. If you are able to claim, then we'll just increase your claimed amount in your vesting. Okay. And the transaction is being successful, we'll move ahead or not, then we'll revert an error that cannot claim investing. So yeah, there was the whole logic of our contract, and these are some getter function. This would give us the amount vested, okay, and this would give us the get claimable. That currently how much can you claim right now, and this is the amount that he has claimed yet. Okay, yeah. So this is a script, okay, a simple script that you can run if you wanna do some setting, you know. But we wrote a wait, where is my bro? Where is my yeah? wrote some tests. Okay, we wrote some tests to draw also. While writing these tests, it was so headache, bro. So headache to write these tests, bro. Even I used ChatGPT. He gave a horrific code. Okay, I had to debug it for like 20 to 25 minutes. So yeah, the main issue was that you have to maintain the order of the data you are giving in, and as there is a lot of data, you can get confused and make mistakes. So yeah, basically we are making a test contract for it, and firstly it gets set up. We are initializing the owner as the address of who is deploying this contract, okay, and the beneficiary who will be the here it will be the second address in the array. And yeah, this is a decimals variable that I have already initialized. We'll use it later. Alright, so yeah, there's a setup function which will set up our blockchain, like some data on pre-hand. Okay, this will set up our token, and this will create a vesting. Okay, and we can approve it, and then we can transfer some tokens, these BVJ tokens, okay, to the contract address, which is the owner. And this is a test creating vesting works. So like this basically test if the vesting is working or not. Okay, if we can set the vesting properly or not. Okay, so we are starting the VM. VM.start brand means you are starting the VM actually using the contract, and you now here we are calling the set vesting function, which is this, which is used to set vesting, and we are giving some data here. The address will be beneficiary, and the total amount would be 100 into this much decimal. Now decimals की value हमने ये दी थी, which is pretty big. Okay, now the total duration would be 30 days, and then the 1 day would be the cliff duration. Okay, and yeah, it started on block.timestamp. That means the block where this is deployed plus 1 day. Okay. So yeah, then we'll get the data. Okay, we'll get the data. What does it returns? And then we just checked every data one by one. This is the asset equal to, I mentioned in earlier videos that it is used to check two datas and returns true or false. Okay, and this is another test which is used to check if our claim for function is working or not. Okay, so it just sets a vesting first, and then there's a useful code over here, which is vm.warp. Now what vm.warp does is it helps you manipulate your timestamp of your block to your preferred time. Okay, so we wanted to check if the time is more than the duration we specified. So like suppose we specified 30 days of duration, and now it's 31 days. So yeah, we wanted to check that after 31 days the total amount should be transferred to the address, or basically these investors in this case. सो या हमने टाइम मशीन यूज़ करके आगे चले गए. देन ये मैंने थोड़े कॉन्सोल लॉग्स ऐड करे थे, अरे हो ही नहीं पाता. देयर वर सो मेनी एरर्स. आई हैड टू यूज कॉन्सोल लॉग टू एक्चुअली solve the errors. Okay, let's not get into it. I'll start raging. Okay, then we are first getting the amount that can be claimed right now. Okay, so we'll use the get claimable function over here that we wrote over here. It will return the amount that we can claim at this particular point of time, and yeah, we'll just check if it is equal to 100 into this much decimals, because that's what is the total amount of tokens that he can get at the end of the vesting. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's try to run it. This is what I did in the past 1 hour. A lot of debugging, lot of debugging. Oh, this looks like, what is this, bro? Look at this. What the? Okay, never mind. I got distracted. So yeah, our anvil is running in the background. Okay, we have all the addresses and all of this. We first test. No, all the tests will run by itself only. Okay. So yeah, this is the command to run all the tests in the test file. And yeah, the first test is test can claim full after vesting ends, which is this. It will check if the contract transfers all the tokens after the duration is ended. So yeah, it got passed. It returned this much amount of tokens, which is the total amount, right? This is the second test, which is test creating vesting works. Creating vesting works. Okay, it just check is the set vesting function is working or not. Okay, so yeah, it calls this function and it says, okay, these values are equal to these values. That means the test is passed. Both of the test cases are passed, and yeah, the contract is working fine. So yeah, today's contract was pretty good. The brainstorming it made behind this two functions logics was crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, I had so much joy and fun. Actually, got to know, these functions are doable, like site vesting and all of this initialization is doable for me. Okay, now I have the confidence I can do like this getter function and setting function. But this logic, bro, this piece of code, like this piece of code is gold, 24 karat gold. Okay. So yeah, I enjoyed so much, and yeah, this is Solidity basics, and we are learning every day new complex stuff, harder stuff. Now we are actually starting to brainstorm about stuff. In the next video, we will be making our first DApp. DApp means decentralized application. So yeah, stay tuned. Bye bye.